Hello everyone, this video will be an introduction to Module 2. Module 2 will take us through our first type of writing, which is description and narration writing. You will not be completing any major writing assignments for this module. However, you will be completing a discussion board that's related to it. So we're kind of easing into some of those bigger assignments that are going to be graded with rubrics and going to be focused a lot more on things like grammar and writing style and making sure your sentences are complete and things like that. The other thing that you'll be doing in this module is taking your first grammar quiz. And so you'll see these grammar quizzes about every other module or so, and they are related to the chapters about grammar in the back of the textbook. So that last section of the textbook is divided into different types of grammar issues that are very common in student writing. And so each of those chapters will have a quiz associated with them for you to practice that grammar rule. So let me show you what we're going to be working on here. As you can see, the module is not terribly long. You're only working on the two major assignments. We have the reading, the narration and description reading that you'll complete chapter 7. So this is the first type of writing that we will look at. There are several different types within the textbook. And so we're starting here and we'll move to illustration is another one. I think you'll do a process, a cause and effect, things like that. And so those will be associated with our major writing assignments as we go through the semester. So this is the assignment itself. You're using a description in order to discuss something that you've done in your life. And so this is, you can read through the directions here, but basically you're going to pick a moment in your life where you had to really focus on something. And so you're going to analyze what you did. You're going to break it down and describe it in detail. So that's where the description and narration part of it comes in. So you're picking something that you did in the past, and then you're going to break down what you did and describe what happened and describe the event essentially. And then you're going to respond to some of your peers with a discussion of their process that they took and how they approached it and things like that. So not a terribly difficult discussion board, but gives you a chance to sort of get introduced to writing just in general and writing with a specific purpose. And then, of course, in this case, we have the response aspect, which is collaborative. We have to have collaborative assignments in this class. And so there's a sample here if you want to take a look at it. But otherwise, the example is pretty straightforward. The biggest thing that students don't do on these assignments, any writing assignment in the class, is the thing that you'll lose the most points on is not writing enough. So make sure that you are writing fully developed paragraphs, that you're really writing out all of your thoughts, that you're not writing me, a list of something or single words or something like that. You want to make sure that you are fully explaining yourself, because even going beyond the minimum, that's really going to help me see what kind of writer you are and help you a little bit better with your writing strategies. The other thing that you'll be doing in this module is, of course, your first grammar review quiz. So we're going to move through, start with the basic sentence, and then fragments run on subject verb agreement, verb tense, and then there's some other punctuation quizzes as well. So this is just the basic sentence. This is the first chapter in the section of your textbook about grammar. And so for each one of these, there will be the chapter reading that you'll do, and then there's a video associated with it. So for those of you who are visual learners or like things to be explained to you, this will help out quite a bit. So that is what you'll do first is review it, and then you'll go through and take the quiz. These quizzes are all ones where you'll have a sentence that needs correcting. And so it's really important that you review before you do it, because it's not like a multiple choice, what's right, what's wrong kind of thing. You're correcting sentences. And so that can be a little bit more difficult than just, picking out vocabulary words or something like that. And it also pulls from a pool of sentences, which means that if you take the quiz again, there's a likelihood that you will not get the same sentences. And so you want to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing before you even get started. So it may be you take the quiz once and then you do a lot more review and then you try it again, but make sure that you are looking at the chapter, because otherwise you're either going to do really poorly on the quiz, or it's going to take you forever to go through the quiz over and over and over again to get a good score. I do recommend trying these more than once, just because not only will you get other sentences to look at, but also it gives you a chance to improve your points. And it's always, end of the semester, you'll go back and looking at your grade, and you're 10 points away from the next letter grade, and could have gone through these quizzes again to get a perfect score, and you're going to regret that. So make sure that you are getting as many points as you can, because you never know when at the end of the semester you really will have wanted to do that. These quizzes also there's 2 points per question, so they're worth 20 points, but there's only 10 questions to look at. So that is the module. It's not a terribly difficult module, and like I said, we're just really getting introduced to some of the things we'll look at this semester. So we're not really even working on any of your major writing assignments yet. We're just easing into it. If you have any questions, make sure that you send me an email. Otherwise, I hope you have a